Town
This
Board.
conference will now
7 o'clock.
be
It's Monday,
recorded.
October 20th, and we're all here at 4058 County Road N in Cottage Grove. You can join the meeting by GoToMeeting. And with that, we have a quorum. Everybody's present. Let's stand for the flag pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Minutes from our last meeting.
I will move approval with one really tiny correction.
Teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny, page 3 of 5 pages. This is a lot of detail. Thank you for all this. Page 3, item M. 5th line down. Preliminary discussion with, I'm guessing it should be DCFO, Dane County Sheriff's Office. Is that correct? Yep. Thank you.
Second with that correction.
There's a motion and a second with a minor correction to the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Finance report and approval of bills. When I was signing checks tonight, Dan, I could not believe how many different companies have had right-of-way permits for digging in the right-of-way. I mean, you used to see in Intercon or Charter, and there's 5-Star and this company and that company, and
You'll see 5-Star from now on.
You will.
They bought Intercon out.
Oh, really?
Really?
So they'll be on all the Alliant Energy ones.
Move approval of checks 38,200 to 38,228 be paid and make EFT payments totaling $13,662.91 with check number 38181 being voided.
Second.
motion by Duplain, second by Fonger to approve the checks number 38200 through 38228. EFT payment of $13,662.91 and voiding out check number 38181. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I forgot to change the list of attachments. You don't have per diems this time, but you do have building permits. And you also do have credit card charges, which I usually do at the second meeting, but I put it on this one because I want to pay it early. I want to talk to you a little bit about credit cards. We have one account, Dan and I each have a card. The full account limit is $5,000. Normally, each of us are limited at 1,000 or so, and there's a buffer zone in there. Most of the time that works, but this time of the year, every year, we end up getting like a lot of subscription charges, annual charges come due. Dan's doing a lot of maintenance, buying filters and things like that. And this time of the year, every year we get wound up. And so I had to make a $500 payment in order to make room for the QuickBooks payment to charge, which you don't want to miss, because if you miss that, they suspend you and reinstate you at today's prices, which is even worse. So it's not on the agenda tonight, but I'm wondering if you would consider putting on the next agenda to maybe put the entire line up a little bit higher, so we got a little more flex room in this time of the year, still keeping the limits, low at what we need most of the time, but having room to bump up when we have
How
these
much more
issues.
are you looking for?
I mean, another 2,500 at least, maybe, something like that. I don't, is it-
Go higher then, go to 10,000 total then.
Yeah, you could do, I mean, you can talk about that when it's on the agenda, but I'm just kind of preparing you, and you can see that in the credit card charges that I have in the report here. You can see that my account had a $592 payment I had to make in order for QuickBooks to go through. So
I'm prepared. Oh, you said be prepared.
It's gonna have to be an agenda item, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
giving
Yeah.
you the background right now to see what the problem is.
You ready for a motion on the,
Go right ahead.
I move approval of the building permits?
Second,
Motion by Christie, second by Duplain to approve the building permits as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Public concerns, the public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item.
Well, I'll go if no one else. Don't mind me going first. I did bring a couple of blue books for you guys. You can have those in the town. So I've been trying just to go out and about to different town, village, city meetings, just to connect with people now that we've been in office for a little bit. And I know we recently, at the beginning of July, passed the state budget. So I thought I would just come by and talk a little bit about that, answer any questions if people had. I put together the sheet you have there that's coming around that highlights some of the things that I thought either you would be interested in, or maybe your constituents might, maybe people, have questions they would certainly maybe come to you about. So the top there's always a lot of conversation about road funding and what programs might be available to help local communities out. So just highlighted there, ARIP, LRIP are back in the budget again, thankfully. And then the local projects program is on there. That's 50 million. I have a feeling it's going to be a fairly competitive grant this time around. I've already had plenty of people in the 46th district ask me about that one, the Lake Mills Library, the Cottage Grove Police Station, the Town of Medina Town Hall. There's just a ton of those kind of projects. I don't know if you guys have any of those going on. It has to be shovel ready and already have like money set aside for it in order to apply for the grant. But if you have any questions about those or anything I can help with, a couple of those projects I've written letters of support for. So if there's anything we can do there, let me know, call my office. In the middle is just where all the big ticket items are in the budget. K-12 education is always a big one. UW, childcare was a big conversation this year. I know Senator Royce and Senator Ratcliffe were actually at the childcare center right up the road in Cottage Grove because it was closing. So some investment in that. And the other one that impacts individual people is the big ticket, is the 1.5 billion in tax relief granted to some retirement income, and then the brackets changed a little bit. So the middle class, as they define it in the budget there, you can see about $180 annual tax relief on your tax return is where that comes. So when a lot of people have asked about the budget surplus, we had that $4 million out there. Much of it went to this tax break for individuals. The $840 million for the building projects on the UW campuses was a big one. In there, we've been putting off a lot of building. And so kind of just bit off a bunch of those this time and paid for that. We are doing a lot of stuff at the bottom there. This is the time of the year when all kinds of bills, hundreds of bills get introduced in the state capitol. One of the things I think that is putting a lot of uncertainty in our budget, and ultimately that trickles down to everybody's budget in the state, is what we're getting from the federal government. There's already, we know the budget bill that passed has some transferring of, instead of the federal government paying, the state and counties paying for specifically SNAP and Medicaid. Some of that is now coming to the state instead of the federal. So unknowing what that's going to do to the budget, we already know that's in the millions of dollars that we are now a state responsibility instead of federal. So we're trying to figure out what that does to our budget as a whole, and ultimately, how much is available then for Knowles Nelson or more K-12 funding, local government funding. All of that is a little bit in limbo right now. I know the governor's we have to make sure we have to have a balanced budget in the state of Wisconsin. So we have to be very cognizant of what bills will come due yet. So a lot of that is kind of on hold at this point, but we're really hoping to get some good things done. The back, one of the questions I get a lot, and I don't know, maybe you guys do too, the governor comes out with his budget and it's a wish list, especially I'm a Democrat, he's a Democrat, I'm willing to admit it is a wish list of things that probably were not going to happen. So that's one column, and then it's what actually happened. So there's this point in between when the governor introduces to what we actually end up with. So you can see some of the comparison. I just tried to pick some of the highlights of the budget. It's, 1,000-page document or something. So it's, but those are all the highlights. And if there's anything there that, as you're looking through, if you have questions, we can further investigate. And then I just attached, I think most of you know how to get a hold of me, but there's all my contact information. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that, now that we've been in office for, 10 months, we're up and running, and certainly here to help be of service. If there's ever anything, Catherine is the person who works in my office. She's great. She's there full time. So if there's ever anything we can do for you, just feel free to call the office. She'll help you out and contact me. If there's ever concerns, feel free to give me a call. So I'm happy to answer questions if you have them, or not, if we want to wait.
I have a question. What is your sense for the Knowles Nelson program reauthorization?
Well, I think we are going to come to some agreement in between. Clearly, what the governor presented was way too high, I think, for most people to agree on. Sort of the sticking point, there's a couple of them, is how do we decide how to spend the money? Both sides have introduced a bill to set up some sort of commission or group that will make a decision. And so it's kind of a question of who's on that body to make those decisions, and what will be the ultimate dollar amount. We've both come to the middle and said, well, we think this and they think this. I really hope we can find something in between. If there's ever a thing we should be able to compromise on, like Knowles and Nelson, we should be able to compromise on that one. The other sticking point in that is there's a little disagreement, especially up north we've been doing a lot of land acquisition with Knowles Nelson. How much money do we want to devote to continuing doing that versus upkeep and maintenance of maybe the land we have, or, there's a debate about what we want to do with the money, but we're still working on it. I'd like to say we're going to come to a compromise. I hope we do, because it would be a shame, at least not to spend some money in that area. Maybe not as much as it originally was, but we've got to find a compromise.
Every time you buy more land, it takes more people to run it.
Yep.
And that's the problem I have with it. because I know some of the parks are not the way they should be.
Right, right.
And to go ahead and buy a bunch more land, it just, to me, is a big mistake.
Yeah.
It's something you can hold out for a couple of years and
Mhm.
get all the parks in good shape and then look at it. But to
Yeah.
do it now, I don't think it's a very good idea.
Yeah, that's what we've kind of been hearing, especially I think from up north. I mean, there are areas where there's just a ton of land that's been purchased and like now we need to either do something with it or maintain it or preserve it or I agree. So that's a really good point. Mhm.
So is this part of the installation or the development of the new park that's gonna be over by Door Creek Road, back in that area? County's putting one in?
I'm not sure if they have Knowles Nelson. Is that, it's gonna be a Dane County park? My guess is they probably got some funding back, but I'm not sure.
Where's this at?
Where is it going?
It's off on Door Creek Road, and there's a local farmer that rents the land, and he was informed they're not renting or leasing him the land next year
Oh.
because they're gonna install a park.
A park instead.
Is that part of, on the edge of another park?
That I don't know.
Yeah, it's already county land.
I don't think,
Okay.
it might be, yes, it's
And
county.
they were, yeah, they were. Mhm. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I'm curious.
I see that the graduated tax relief for the disabled veterans failed again in the legislature.
Mhm.
Is there any hope for that? I mean, it affects so few, but it's such an important segment of society. Right now, for those who don't know, if you're a 100% disabled veteran, the state will refund you 100% of your property taxes. There's been a proposal before the legislature, matter of fact, when my wife was still in the legislature yet, that beginning at 70% disabled, you would receive a 70% refund on your taxes, 80, 90, and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And
That's part
yeah,
of
there's
it.
a lot of disabled, what's that?
And that part of it, we've also tried to get not just property taxes, but similar to the other tax credit, some sort on rent as well. We had a lot of veterans who said, well, I don't own a home, I rent, but part of my rent goes to property taxes. Can I get that part refunded?
Sure.
We have proposed that. We tried to amend the budget to include it. It just keeps getting pulled out of the budget. And you're right, it doesn't affect very many people, but for the people it affects, it's really important.
Yes.
It's based on money, how much you make. Everybody doesn't get that,
Yes.
you know, it's
If you're
not,
100% disabled,
you have to be 100%.
right, currently, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
But keep
right.
trying, please.
Yep,
No.
yep, we keep trying on that one, and I'm not sure why some kind of get through. There's other, small tax credits like that too, that just don't seem to have any support
Well, retirement
in the
is
majority.
not taxed now.
Correct. That is a
I
good
don't pay
thing
any tax in the state.
for our federal, our
Why you say
military
that?
retirement.
Right, military retirement already is
Yes.
that, which is great. And, we did put in the next bit of retirement income, the first 24,000 if you're single, 48,000 if you're married now will not be taxed in the state as well. So, I mean, maybe that's somewhat of a trade-off, but not really.
I want to see as much as possible get out of the federal government back to the state.
As far as controlling.
But your guys are here, you're right in the state. Federal government, a lot of them don't care less than lets their own state is up for something and it's not, we got to get back to states' rights again.
And I think you're right. There are certain things we can do, but there are just certain things like, I think it's very dangerous to suddenly change and say, we used to cover 75% of SNAP administrative costs. And in one day say, well, now we're only going to cover 50, and now the states have to cover that other part.
Mhm.
I would hope there would be some gradual so that we can prepare.
I just saw something that SNAP, some kind of bill was passed to put more money into it.
Gosh,
I don't know what it was.
In the state we haven't. Hopefully that's on the federal level because we're
I'm sure
not
it is.
prepared. We're not prepared in the state level. And with the government shutdown, there's a lot of concern about food stamps and all kinds of those sort of helping programs that aren't funded.
Mhm.
And what will that trickle down be until the government gets itself up and running again, which we hope will be soon. At least I hope it will be soon. And non-functioning government is not a good thing for any of us.
No,
So,
take it from us, we're here. We're
Yes,
always
we
here.
are.
You guys are
hey,
always
local
there.
government, you guys are always here, right? You don't get to shut
We're the
down.
pure.
Yeah, yeah.
We have no debt.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. We don't, well, we have some debt in the state, but at least we have a balanced budget at the state.
That's a
That
good
is a
thing, too.
really good thing too.
We'll work together a little bit there.
Yeah, yeah, it forces some compromise, which again, is a very good thing. So contact me whenever. I'm certainly open to conversation and,
Well, thanks. Now we know who you are.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
good to be out and about. That's for sure. So,
Thanks for stopping out tonight.
yeah, no problem. I'm gonna get going because I've got other meeting. I have to jump on a Zoom tonight, but
Oh, boy.
at least there's Zoom. Love that part. So, all right, thank you guys.
Thank you. Anything else, public concerns? Next item. Review of September police activities.
I guess I'll jump up for that. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to formally introduce the newest partner to the Town of Cottage Grove deputies, Josh
Hey.
Miranda. I'll turn the floor over to him. You guys got any questions?
I'm Josh. I've been with the town now for about 3.5 weeks, maybe a month. I'll be with the county 5 years this November. The last 3.5 weeks have been great. Town's great. I've been trying to just make sure everybody sees me. So if you see me in your neighborhood, I'm not looking for anything. I'm just trying to make sure presence is there so nobody comes knock on your door at the wrong time of day. So I'm just trying to help out as much as possible. I'm really glad to be a part of this town. Thank you, guys.
So as far as the calls for service, obviously you can see we're still driving traffic. Traffic with when we're not, I guess Jen and I have spoken. It's kind of an unwritten rule, but you know, if we're not on a call, we're not being dispatched to something. You know, you're well aware now we're running traffic. 105 traffic stops in a month. That's more than some whole precinct divisions do in 6 months. So we're driving that, and then obviously check area, check properties. That's going to be your vacation home checks that people submit to us. We try to stop by, do a property check on the residents. If it's just a drive-by, sometimes we'll get out and walk around. But we try to do that every shift, once a shift. So first shift, second shift. But other than that, nothing really stands out. Anything from the board?
You're aware that for now, the temporary weight limits are up on Vilas, Hope, Femrite, where else?
Gaston.
Gaston?
No, not
Nothing on
gas.
gas.
These are the ones just for the construction over on
Oh,
EV.
oh,
Nadvik, Vilas, Femrite, and Vilas Hope. And everything in between is already absorbed into that.
Has anything, I guess a follow-up question on that then, has anything been pushed as far as like a alternative detour route for the AV construction, or is that a hot topic?
It's open.
They're not detouring.
No, I know, I'm talking like when the construction starts
It
on,
started today.
Today,
oh, it does?
they're not detouring. They're just doing one lane.
Perfect.
They're doing flaggers.
That should help
That's
out a
why
little
we
bit, but
put
that's
the weight
still.
limits on, because
Yeah.
you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's absolutely gonna happen.
state troopers were out there already today ticketing on Femrite Road.
I'm sure they are.
I got a phone call.
Oh, sweet.
oh, good.
I mean, that's gonna be our first stop. I was telling him, I think he asked me, you know, if we stop something that is obvious and apparent that looks overweight, we're calling an inspector out, a trooper inspector, and they'll gladly help us out with that, so. Yep, we'll watch for it.
You can all three be working now, huh?
All three of us, yes,
Oh,
sir.
God, first time in a long time.
I know, it's relieving.
Just don't pick me up like that.
We'll try to.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at Duncan, 7:30 to 10.
Coffee with the Cop, 7:30 to 10 for those of, they're on, maybe on the computer. Stop on by and meet Josh and the rest of the crowd. And apparently there's gonna be some of the other deputies from the other precincts there also, so be nice to put names to faces and be a good time if the weather cooperates.
What time does it start?
What's that?
What time?
7:30 to 10.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Be there or be square.
Yep, my favorite.
Anything else for the gentleman? Thank you, guys.
We'll hang out here. This is his first meeting, so
Okay.
we can kind of watch.
We're a lot tougher than this, so just be careful when you come in here again.
Next item, discuss, consider approval of a parade or race permit for Cruising for a Cause to hold an ATV UTV benefit ride on October 25th to include Baxter, Ridge, West Jargo, and Nora roads.
My turn?
Who's ever running the show?
My name's Chad. I'm president of Cruising for a Cause ATV UTV Club. We're a nonprofit organization. We do have a 501c3 as well as raffle licenses. It came to my attention late that we do need a parade permit according to, I'm not good at these meetings, but one of the, if there's a progression of more than 10 vehicles in the township of Cottage Grove. I did not realize that Cottage Grove had that, and that is my fault, and I'm sorry. This benefit is going to a local Cottage Grove woman, Bernadette Archer. And we are holding the event out of Doubledays. We plan on meeting at Doubledays between 9:30, and then we plan on leaving Doubledays and going down to Utica.
Oh, that's all right.
And this is, I mean, we're not asking for any police escorts, anybody to close the road, we're not going slower than what is approved for on the ATV traffic. So I know some of the roads are cut down to 35, like County Road BB. Some of them are at posted speed limits. I know where those are. And we will not be impeding traffic at all. We won't be stopping traffic, anything like that. And that's why I guess I didn't see that. When I think parade, I think throwing candy. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't even know that you couldn't have 10 vehicles that are road vehicles. That surprised me a little bit.
That did surprise me as well. And I want to do it right, and that's why we're here tonight. If that's what is considered a parade.
So it's down and back?
So we would be leaving, the entire day is going to be a full circle. We are going to be at Utica from 10 to 11, and then Oakland Center from 11:30 till 1. And then we're working our way back around to the Fox and Marshall from 1:45 till 2:45. And then we will be coming back up. Oh, the road now, I just can't think because I'm under pressure.
You're gonna be coming down from the north end down.
Yeah, we'll be coming Connors to Pierceville, and then Cottage Grove Township limits start at I-94 for 500 yards to Doubledays down Baxter, yes.
And so you guys know that I obviously own Doubledays, and I do a lot of funeral catering. And so when I do funeral catering from Winona Drive out to Baxter Road, they do not have a permit.
Funeral processions are exempted in the ordinance.
Okay, all right, I understand that. What about all my motorcycle rides?
Motorcycle rides should be getting permits.
Well, nobody's ever said anything until all of a sudden this one comes up. And I'm not being a bitch here, but all of a sudden we do this. I've had numerous UTV rides. I've had numerous motorcycle rides.
You got
They come
caught
from
this
Madison
time.
all the way out by me.
What's that?
You got caught this time. Sorry.
But I mean, I don't understand how we're even breaking any rules. UTVs are allowed on the roads at 35 miles an hour and the roads are posted. We're not going on any other roads that aren't posted.
The tractor ride had to have a permit. Anything that, is, that's what this ordinance was written for, was things like that where you got a lot of vehicles coming through and maybe could be meaning you can't get out of your driveway, for example. So this just happens because
When-
because the parameter is 10 or more, this fits it. Maybe the ordinance should be looked at. I'm not
Is this
saying
the
it shouldn't.
only township that has that?
No.
Because Marshall doesn't have that.
When we put this into play, it was a long time ago in the before 2010, I bet, 2012, maybe, I don't know.
It was put into effect in 1983, according to the research I've done. and
No,
revised
This
in-
was put into effect in Cottage Grove
And-
since I've been here in 2004. This was a new ordinance since I've been here, I know that, but it was brought in. And there were some other townships, I think most of them were more west of Madison, and it was really kind of precipitated from some bike rides, because bike rides were getting so common, and people were complaining, not necessarily here, but out there, about, like I said, not being able to get out of their driveway, not being able to use the roads because of these big groups. And so the town board at the time decided to adopt this ordinance. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be looked at, it maybe should be, but
Yeah, I
it
think
is what
should
it
be,
is right now.
actually.
Because I've never, ever even heard of it.
And I could understand a tractor ride because they're doing 7 miles an hour. I think the Utica tractor ride that goes the max, that's an antique tractor ride. And I think the max is like 7.5 miles an hour when I went on that one. And that's all permitted because they are stopping traffic. They have flaggers and stuff like that. And we're not asking that at all. Everybody that is on the road follows the stop signs. They do not run the stop signs and stuff like that because they are treating that as a vehicle.
Well, this is a new experience for us,
Okay.
basically, just like you guys, same thing.
This is the
Yeah,
first
we've-
time
this
I'm.
is the first year we've really got this through, where there's enough roads you can get around, actually. So, something like this should probably be looked at. I would say, if you're legal on the road, you could get 20 cars in a row, we wouldn't, nobody knows about it. Why would they, you know what I mean? Why would they?
It triggers it because of the 10.
Yeah.
And like I said, you guys could look at this ordinance and change it, but as it sits right now, it tripped it.
Well, I make a motion, we approve the ride as is with no funds to the town.
No fee or deposit.
Yeah,
I'll second that with some discussion though.
yep, got it.
Discussion, go ahead.
On the map. If you look where you're at, coming down Laura Road, if you want to come up here.
I think you're gonna talk about my little jog.
What is that?
That is right command, didn't follow the road.
Oh.
So
No,
I didn't catch it till after it was already sent and there was a
Okay.
lot of emails, but yes, we do plan on continuing straight down this
Straight.
road. We're not jumping into somebody's property. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
looked like that.
No.
I didn't see it till like, I think yesterday or the other day.
I do like your map though.
Yeah.
Well, thank
It's a
you.
nice map,
That's-
yeah.
It's actually off of the Ride Command app.
Yeah.
There's an app you can download on your phone that shows the actual ATV routes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's great guidance for anybody that's trying to go in.
And then have you looked at, if they run BN yet?
Yes.
Yes, that was approved about within the last month or so that it got passed to go past Norris.
Okay, so have you looked at the option to run cross at Nora's there? Or instead of Deerfield, so crossing at Nora Road into BN versus Deerfield?
Is there a better, do you think that's a better spot to cross?
I'm just asking because of the field of view to your east is a little less.
On Nora Road.
Yeah, I normally try to
on
run
Deerfield Road.
Yeah, I normally try to run the
There's
road.
been quite a few accidents.
You're right. It's terrible. That is right. It's terrible.
I'm just
The
asking,
problem with, well, yeah, I could run all the way down to Drotnik,
yeah,
but we would stay. The thing we try and do on the UTV roads is we try and, or the rides that we do, we try and do more of a scenic route because of being on more of the
Yeah,
back
you-
roads. We're not, sitting on BB or, because BB we hit 35, so we're impeding.
so where are you gonna, after?
Yeah, you can't see very far to the west off of
Cross
Nora.
over 12 and
It's just-
18, you're gonna go in and get hit,
One or the other,
Yep.
are you gonna go left
Feels a
or
little
right?
tighter to the east, but I feel like it's more open.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you're gonna head towards W.
Down W, and then,
Okay.
yep, W right into
Because you could, if you
Yeah,
did,
there's no
I'm
problem
not
with
saying
that.
that you have to, but
Yeah.
an option.
And it's actually more fun, the road's more fun up there.
You can hit Shale Road there, that's your next lap.
From
Hit
Marshall,
that,
from
it's
the
a
Fox,
scenic.
you would come.
When you cross over, it's more fun when you go that
That's
way.
just a thought. Maybe that's something.
When you get down
I don't know if
in
it's too late.
Christiana there.
He's got it all up there. but the
Evaluate
little
that.
John does. Yeah.
Shale.
It's not coming up. Well, that's W that comes down to your.
Shale should be illegal.
I think it's, W comes down,
Shadow's all open now.
Yeah,
It is? Okay.
so Ride Command hadn't been updated when I made my
Yeah.
app then.
Yeah, because Pleasant Springs probably wasn't adopted yet.
That's probably what it was, yeah.
When is this?
This is this Saturday.
So I'd leave it as it is for this
Okay.
year.
So
Yeah,
the other
next
thing
year.
is the ordinance is, requires that the town mails notice to everything along the route. There's really not time to do that this time, so you should consider waiving that. We can put notice on the website and the Facebook page like we do for other things, but it's kind of late to be mailing something. By the
Yeah.
time we get it together here, it won't get there and it'll notice.
Post office mailing or emailing? Post office mailing.
The ordinance requires a post office
Snail
mailing.
mail.
So
Well,
you
I'd add on there that we
Yeah,
waive that.
waive the, what are we waiving?
the
The
fee.
mailing
The
requirement.
mailing requirement for this action and put it on our website. That's part of why,
That's another thing that if you do look at the ordinance is something to think about because that's changed a lot since notification methods have changed a lot since this was
yeah,
adopted.
good point. Who seconded it?
I did.
Troy,
You go along with my?
I go along with your
Okay, all right.
updates to your motion.
we have a motion and a second to approve the parade, if you will, or the cruise, waiving the fee as well as the mailing of the notices to the people on the route.
And to put it on our internet,
And Kim will post it on
whatever it is.
Facebook and also on the town's website. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Opposed,
guys.
same sign.
Thank you.
Abstain.
Well, you said you weren't gonna be a bitch.
I wasn't.
What was that?
So we'll probably post your map with the notice. Would you want to send me a new one that doesn't have that little jog?
I can do that. I can update
And
that.
so we don't confuse any more people?
I will update that tonight. Thank you, guys. If anything changes with township, as far as the parade permit, please let me know because I do like to support the local businesses. And between Debbie's and now that Nora's is on, I would like to run right through to support those businesses. But it would be kind of hard for us to be able to do this every time.
You got approval. You don't have.
I
to
did,
sell
and I
anymore.
appreciate it, but if anything changes, Kim, can you keep me in the loop?
Yeah, yep, and just keep.
She'll
you can-
email me.
You can sign up on our website for agendas and you can just kind of watch the town board agenda
So
too.
Steve, you're gonna be there about 9 o'clock to ride?
I'm sorry,
You gonna be there at 9 o'clock to go with us?
Saturday?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at a racing event, I'm sorry. Last one of the year.
He's got 10, so he's gotta have a permit. Right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I would be there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There's something, just a quick question on that. Is there something like, as far as like crossing 12 that you guys wanna, we might wanna think about as far as like number of vehicles or anything like that? It's 12 right there. Dan and I were just talking. Deerfield Road is a little better than Nora's.
Okay.
Right?
You
You know,
think
as far as clarity and crossing, like if you're gonna cross Highway 12, there's a reason why we sit out there often, we sit at AB, we sit at, or Vilas, and we sit out, that way because people are flying. And if you got 30 UTVs waiting to go across 12, they might be waiting a while.
Yeah.
Especially on a Saturday at 11 o'clock, I think is when they said they were running through.
9
Nine.
and 10.
Yeah.
It'd be a little better at that time, but
Yeah. But if they're going, like, let's say, change a different event, they're going from double days to North Twos and then to Utica and then back, you know. I don't know, just something to think about, because I see,
At least those machines accelerate quick, so
yeah,
it's
but if
not,
there's 30 or 40 of them.
yeah.
It's, at times I consider it really no different than snowmobiles. When you go out on a really active day.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll try and cross 12 and 18 at North there. And you'll see a pile of them waiting up. But the minute that there's a break, they all shoot across.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the ATV operators to, be diligent about your crossing, just like you tell us to be diligent about your crossing with a snowmobile. Get across and don't monkey around, just shoot through, expect another guy right behind you.
It just scares me from our point of view, you know what I mean?
I understand. And then I always felt, because when I do go to Deerfield, I want to cross 12 and 18 there, I look to the left, it's on the bend. It's maybe a little bit better field, but it seems like those cars are really flying there versus.
Who's on Saturday?
Me. There you go.
Well, there you go.
Maybe just maybe just sit on 12 and 18, slow everybody down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nobody will get across. Everybody's going 55.
That's a good point, but
Yeah.
The law is you stop at a stop sign, like, everybody's gonna fire across. It's not really,
I don't know if like.
No, he's not slowing the ATV traffic down. He's want to slow the cars down on 12 and 18.
Yeah.
But see, now
Yeah.
this is.
Well, yeah,
this is
that'd
an
be-
argument To keep this ordinance, so that you could have said,
Mhm.
you can do this, but you need to hire a crossing guard at 12 and 18.
Yeah.
This is an argument to keep the ordinance, if you're feeling this
I
way.
don't want people standing out on 12 and 18 with slow
No.
stop signs.
No, but I mean, maybe it's not 12 and 18, maybe it's somewhere else too, but I mean, this is an argument to have an ordinance where you can have some authority to,
Like
And-
tractor
yeah.
guys
and
always pick
along
a route
those
where
same
they don't have to
lines-
cross
yeah.
highways like that.
Having final authority on the route too, to an extent, for that particular reason everybody's been talking about.
Yep. Send them down to Oak Park once this roundabout gets put in.
yeah, right.
Oak Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I don't think, we did vote, motion carried
Yes.
401. Yep. Next item, consider adoption of resolution 2025-10-20, classifying certain town maintained highways as Class B highways. I'll let Dan explain it to bring everybody up to speed here.
So basically it'd be a permanent weight limit.
Maybe what?
It'd be a permanent weight limit on the roads. Class B is a little different than what we run seasonally for our spring thaw, like spring thaw is 10 tons and that's it. Where Class B is like, it's a scaled weight, So like, single axle truck could weigh up to this much and tandem could weigh up to this much and then, tractor trailer could weigh a certain amount. Usually you're not gonna see a tractor trailer on it because their maximum weight for them to drive on it would be them. Basically, it'd be a cab and a flatbed empty. It'd be about all that could go on it. So basically, all it'll do is it'll cut down on our heavy trucks, take a little stress off the roads. And
They
they're,
don't have to go on the freeways, 12 and 18 and freeways.
yeah, and it's basically the main corridor roads that we have, the cut throughs. Which will really help cut down on the big truck traffic. Because then they can't get to the other roads, basically to continue their cut through. So, I mean, I think it'll really help, but I think this is a good start and we'll see how it goes,
So how do you do this? You put signs up or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, be permanent signs up at the entrance of
So
each road.
somebody, if they're just coming now, they come to that sign and they said, oh geez, it wasn't that way a week ago.
Yeah, all these roads too they're at points where you're at the end of the road, so like they get a chance to turn around if they, get past it. I mean, if they're driving past the next intersection and keep going, then that's a little more like, hey, you're just cutting through.
I keep wondering, like, is there some map that truck drivers refer to that they can see where Class B highways are that we need to report this to?
There isn't for local roads. I've been looking for that. There is for interstate and highways.
Yeah,
There's the weight limits out there, but And there's nothing for local roads.
Huh.
There is for frozen, like for the spring stuff. but
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where, I can't find one. Not for local, not for just town municipality roads. I can't find one, but that's why we post.
I just was curious, because if they're like planning their route before they go somewhere, be nice if there was a map
Yeah,
that
and
said,
there-
don't
and
go to Cottage
And there
Grove.
is for state highways and interstates, but there's not for local roads.
Ready for a motion?
Yes,
Okay, I move that we adopt resolution 2025-10-20, classifying certain town maintained highways as Class B highways.
Second,
motion by Christie, second by Duplay to approve resolution 2025-10-20, classifying certain town maintained highways as Class B highway. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item, reconsider plans for the Natvig Road and Bridge replacement. Hopefully, everybody read the information that Kim highlighted and put together in our packets. Basically, and after reading this after the fact, a year later, I believe that we should reconsider this and leave the Natvig Bridge alone. That we shouldn't even, the county went out and inspected it, and it's
6 out of
6 out
10.
of 10. So it's in fair condition. It's not being used by heavy traffic. I can't see putting any town money to, the only thing that's basically wrong with it right now is it's narrow.
It's one lane, yeah.
That's why,
and
But the concrete parapets are standard. Only thing it doesn't have is beam guard. It doesn't have, your guardrail.
Did it refer to the whole bridge as a Widowmaker or
The concrete parapets, yeah.
and we were gonna pay, we allocated $500 for Jewel Incorporated or Jewel Associates to do an actual inspection.
They told me when I checked on it earlier this year that they didn't need to because the county was inspecting it.
That's, yeah, right, that's what I was,
Yeah.
and so there's no reason to spend the money we had allocated for that. And again, to also for Jewel, they wanted, I believe it was $1,000 estimate to apply for LRIP, which Dan is capable of doing,
Yeah,
if we wanted to go that route.
if we want to go, yeah, I could work with them if we wanted to go that route for a bridge, because it'd be LRIP D classification and it's a discretionary grant. So it's very hard to get that as far as Town and Country has told me, Nick at Town Country. It's kind of a hard grant to get anyway. And then it's
That's what
only,
the Jewel guy said
yeah, and
too.
it's only a 50/50 reimbursement for the project. Where if we did our normal Dane County Bridge Aid and then we did the federal one, like we did on up off and Femright bridges, we'd get up, remember it was 90/10. So, and that covered a lot of the design phase too, where I don't know if this would.
And we're reimbursed after the fact or what?
And always after the fact, yeah.
so you don't think that this is gonna cause any problems?
Hasn't for the 40 cars that drive on it a day.
No, I mean, in the future. Fine.
Well, what's the highest, the limit on trucks and stuff? It's like only cars, right? Or
It does, it's rated normal. So
no?
40,000 pound truck could go across it. Semis with corn going on every year.
Then get back on in.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's worked all this time. What's
Yeah, farmers drive across
the
it
difference?
every season.
So what are we doing?
Yeah.
Well, I would basically like to undo what we did back in October of '24 and November of '24. And
I think the only motion was actually,
December 2nd, that looks like.
Early December one.
December 2nd, the motion was to approve the two quotes from Joel to have them do the inspection and the grant writing, LRIP writing.
And the only reason this all came up was because of the 2027 bridge replacement on end. But I mean, we're sitting in, I mean, it's October of 25. Takes a year to design, takes a year to build.
Yeah.
It won't be done until 28 anyway.
And-
If that.
So have we got any money fees we need to pay now, or
Nope.
we haven't, we just said we were gonna do it and we never,
He was getting ready to file the
Yeah.
LRIP grant last week, and they actually asked the state to give them access into our LRIP portal or whatever it is, and I caught that and said, do we really want to do this? And I asked them to put the brakes on, because there seems to be some confusion here about it, and so
oh, good.
he was gonna stop and wait to see what you guys say tonight. But those LRIP grant applications are due the 1st of November, so he was waiting till the last minute on it.
So I'd make a motion that we stop any design and future construction on that bridge, on that big road.
Second,
Motion by Fogger, second by Duplay, to cease and desist any work, application, engineering on the Nat Big Road Bridge.
Future being how far out? Indefinite?
Well,
For-
until we saw a problem with it, or we could meet again
Perfect.
10 years from now. You guys
Oh,
can.
whenever. Yeah.
All right, any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Next item, discuss proposed revisions to chapter 22 administrative policies and procedures and set date for the public hearing.
So I just had the town attorney's office look at this, and there's several places in there where they changed clerk to clerk treasurer to update the ordinance to the fact that it's a combined position at this time. But the main change to anything that is procedural, I guess, is under the alternate claims procedure, which talks about, that's the only place we talk about signing checks. There's nothing in the ordinances about the checks in general. This has actually got to do with like when we skip a meeting, or there's 3 weeks between a meeting and things are due too soon to wait. This is the procedure that we can use, and that's the only place in the ordinances that we talk about how many signatures are supposed to be on checks. And I asked them if we should have it laid out somewhere else too, and he didn't respond to that question, so I guess not. He didn't change anything in here or add anything. So this is just taking it down to basically 2 signatures on the checks, either the town chair or his alternate, or the clerk treasurer, or my deputy clerk treasurer. So we don't have to have 3.
Good.
So if you like the way this looks, then we can vote to schedule it for a public hearing at the next meeting and put it on that agenda for adoption.
so moved.
Second. Duplay moved ahead of me,
Oh.
saying to move it.
Motion and a second to approve the proposed changes to ordinance 2501 and send it off for a scheduled public hearing.
But it's not set up, it's just set up to discuss.
This is just to set the public hearing. Yeah, you're not actually approving the changes until you
Yeah,
adopt the ordinance.
Right.
Got it.
So schedule it for a public hearing and consider adoption on November 3rd.
Yep.
Right,
Did you vote on that?
Oh.
Yet.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Consider approval of the lease for the multi-function copier.
So this is the agreement that you, or this is the vendor that you picked last time. This is the actual 5-year lease. And we'll need to also,
Move approval.
Yeah, second.
Excuse me.
Motion by Duplain, second by Christie to approve the Gordon Flesh lease agreement, 5-year lease agreement for the new multi-function copier. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Next item. What the heck? Discuss and consider approval of the quote for a New Holland, for a New Holland dynamic command tractor.
This would replace our John Deere that we have now. We have a John Deere, we have a New Holland. This would replace the John Deere.
How many hours on the Deere?
Oh, I didn't look. I knew you were gonna ask me that too. Forgot to look today. It's a 2016. My only issue with it is it's a little underpowered for everything we do with it. So it's only an 80 horse motor. And the one we're looking at is like 100 horse. So when we run we have a 10-foot batwing mower. When we run that with it, it doesn't keep up with the other New Holland that has the 14-foot mower. So if they go out mowing together, the guy in the John Deere, he usually lags behind a ways. It just works the tractor harder than it should. And then it's not, I mean, I don't know why, but it looks like 20 or 35,000 is all they're gonna give us for it, which is kind of odd.
I thought that was really low.
I know.
Because I would imagine you put that on the market, it's gonna be 55 to 60,000.
That's what I was thinking too. I would consider putting it out on the open market and just see what we get for it. That was my other issue with that.
Will 100 horse be enough for you guys? to run?
Yeah, the larger one we have now that runs at 2 mowers, we'll never put this machine on that, so I don't think we'll have to go as big as that one, because that one's 120 horse,
Okay.
so.
would you put it on surplus then?
Either surplus or maybe just advertise it, I don't know. Get it out there, get the wheels spinning, a lot of farmers in the area, I mean, it's a decent size for a smaller farmer. And then the new one we're looking at, I forgot to bring the book to you, brain farting tonight. The new one would have a loader on it also. So then we could run multi-function, so we could run the pickup, we already have a pickup broom and bucket that goes on a little loader that could go on that, so when they're shouldering, they could have that on the front, and then they have the blade in the back, so they'll blade the gravel off, and then any spilling or whatever, he can clean up right away. Like now we go out after the fact and clean all that up, so. Just something, why Dan's waiting for Justin to come back for gravel, he can be doing other work. And one other thing is the cab in the New Hollands are way, what do you want to say?
Nicer.
Smarter. Everything's right there, you know. John Deere's still the 3 sticks to operate. It's just a little older school. The new ones are all electronic shift and takes kind of the dummy components out of it, you know. Just makes it a lot nicer.
Is the transmission in this one the same as the one we currently have?
Yeah, it'll be the exact same.
Bulletproof?
Yeah, electronic shift and all that, yeah. You don't even have to use a clutch anymore, as you know, probably. Just to start and stop.
Where is this actually located, Dan?
Watertown. This, it used to be Waupun Implement. It lists like 3 up there. Gruitz, New Holland bought out Eden and Waupun. So Gruitz is the new name, but Waupun, we've done work, the last New Holland we got was from Waupun. And I was gonna get another quote from Stotts, and I went to Stotts, I want a key, and they're closed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
Hey, what?
they're closed.
closed up,
They're
yeah.
out of business.
yep.
Really?
Yeah, I pulled in a lot and there's nothing in there. I was like, last time I was up there, I just got parts up there not that long ago.
They were planning it
Yeah.
way long ago. They were planning it to shut down
Yep.
basically after their parks contract, I think, ran out there.
Yeah, they didn't, I mean, they didn't tell us. We didn't get a mailer or anything, so we get a lot of parts there. So now we gotta drive to Watertown to do all that stuff, so. And the next nearest one, I think, is Ritchie's. I think they might sell New Holland. Otherwise, it's Hennessy and Dodgeville.
We're Richland Center,
Which one's Richland Center?
Simpson.
Oh, Simpson.
How old is the John Deere we have now?
It's a 2016.
So it's 10 years old.
It was the main mowing tractor until we got the New Holland that we have now. So when we bought it, it did all the mowing, ditch mowing, and then we switched it to we got rid of the other New Holland we had and turned the John Deere into basically it's our road machine now, does our grading and all that stuff.
And where is this $110,000 coming?
Our budget.
Okay.
No, that's why that's why we bring it up before budget meeting, see if you guys want to approve it or not. I'm just saying it'd be a smart replacement this next year, if that's what we want to do.
But you do a great job with that in Holland that you have now.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you got the money in your budget
Looks nice.
coming up for 26?
We'll see.
You're gonna figure it out into what you are gonna get? And then we're not gonna do any roads? Is that what's gonna happen?
No, I think we need to trim fat somewhere else.
So if you were gonna sell the John Deere, say on open market versus trading it,
Yeah,
how would you figure that out into the budget?
that'd be the tough one. I mean, yeah, it'd be hard to figure out what exactly it's worth. I'd like to talk to a few other people, actually a John Deere dealer, and see. Because I really don't want to replace it with another John Deere. We went and looked at a few of them. And I don't know, I think their cabs are a lot tighter. Just not as much space inside,
Okay.
you know, your legs are up against everything.
What kind of miles is this, or hours does this thing have on it, the one we have?
I don't know exactly,
I mean, give me a guess.
probably 2,000, 2,500.
Longer period of time.
Not a lot of hours.
It's something you
Not a lot
use,
of hours.
is it something you use every day?
In the summer, we use a
In the
lot.
summer, in
Yeah.
the winter time,
Wintertime, not all parks. Both tractors are parked all winter.
Yeah.
We don't get them out of the shed.
So you want a motion to approve this for further consideration or what? What are you looking for from us?
It's up to you. Yes or no? That's all I'm asking. I just look at things that we probably should upgrade, and this is one of them.
Okay.
To make things easier on us, or, you know, and update it and maybe get rid of it while it's still worth something apparently. Because in a few years, maybe it'll only be worth 16,000, but I think it's worth way more, but
Yeah, 35, wow.
I mean, you could table it until the budget meeting and he
That's-
could get a better idea from others.
Yeah, I think that's the best
You're
bet.
gonna have in your budget, you're gonna have this price and then you're gonna have an estimate of the sale of the other one as revenue. And the difference is what you'll have to come up with, and assuming your estimate is good, so you want to have a pretty good estimate of that.
yep.
So on motion, we table this until the budget meeting.
Same hours.
second.
Motion by Duplain, second by Falker, to table till our budget meeting. Is that correct?
Yes,
Any discussion?
good plan.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Carry. Next item, consider quotes to either replace the inducer motor and wheel or the entire furnace in the town garage.
So how does the repair, is that something that's gonna fix it?
So I don't know. So when they were here, like I told Kim, they never said anything to me about this. And then it was what, a day or two later, they sent this to you?
They sent the repair, basically the repair quote. And
Yeah.
then he said, but I said, oh, what's this? And he told me what it was. And then he said, but really, I would recommend that you just replace the whole thing. And I said, well, then you better send me a quote for that too, and we'll see what the board wants to do.
It is an original furnace. It's one of the Resnors. It's a ceiling hanger. It is, the other one, we have two out in the shop. One of them's been replaced already. It was replaced last year. or the year before. So this one, I mean, it is getting older. It's had a gas solenoid replaced in it. It's had 2014, it had like the computer board replaced in it. So I mean, it has had a lot of maintenance done to it already. And it's not a high efficiency anymore. It's old school.
And this would be a high efficiency
The
furnace?
new ones are, yeah,
How long do they say those high efficiency ones last?
a lot longer.
Huh?
A lot longer.
They last.
Their run time's a lot shorter. And all their cycles are a lot shorter. Like that old one takes like 10 minutes when it starts up. The other one's already heating the shop and that one's still like starting up. So, but I mean, I would honestly I would say we put it in my budget that next year for the building maintenance and we run it and just see if it goes, if it goes, if it gets just to the first of the year, we gotta put a new one in, but for 43, what is it, 4,300?
4370.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so you wouldn't replace it right now, but put money in and to replace
yeah, I
it
would
next
just
year?
make sure I have enough in there and, cause I mean, we don't use a lot of that budget item anyway, I noticed
Well,
that.
this would go in, this would be a capital improvement budget item. This
It wouldn't come out of my
it wouldn't go in
building
your
maintenance?
maintenance. No, this would have to be a capital purchase.
Oh,
Do we have
Um,
any money left from our little kitty from
I don't think
year
so.
before? Do we have anything left at all?
Oh, you have unassigned funds left. I don't know,
Enough for this?
Oh, yeah, you have enough for
Why don't we
this.
do that?
What is that? Repair or replace?
No, to replace it. We got that for $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah, but you're saying that it'd be worthwhile just to run it until it drops.
You'll probably have that next year too, you'll have funds left.
yeah. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's, he says it's getting, I mean, apparently it's getting bad, but I mean, it starts up and runs every day. I don't know. Like,
Well, if they're starting to replace these kind of parts, it's gonna not run for,
yeah, we've had,
you're gonna keep replacing parts all the time here.
the brain of the furnace has already been replaced in
Yeah.
2014, because I did call and ask them that, because
That's a while ago.
that's the only thing that worried me was that part of it, but that's already been
Yeah.
replaced.
I mean, I don't,
Don't what?
I don't know. I think it's a good idea to run it till it drops and then replace it.
Yeah, I'm not much for that. But,
Because it's not gonna freeze over there because the other heater's still in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I was thinking like, as long as it's running and
run it
running
this
well.
winter.
I think one of the big questions is, to me, is asking, will this unit still be available at this price next year?
Yeah, it'll probably have a 20% markup, I'm sure. You can-
20%.
You could,
20%.
that's what they always say, right, with everything.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that's
you can-
$1,000.
you can always
Seems like
figure
that's the
20%
standard out of everybody's mouth, 20%.
Yeah.
That's
20%.
$1,000 more.
Basically what they tell you on
You
everything,
just
doesn't it?
never know.
Yeah,
It could be 20, it could be nothing, it could be 50.
yeah.
I mean, you've got,
I mean, if that's the option, then I'd rather get it replaced now.
maybe just ask the question. That's my thought, but
But I,
it could go tomorrow, it could go.
yeah.
I wish he would have told me when he was here servicing the units and like I could have talked to him about it, But
We didn't
instead,
get a review of what happened at our building either. They just up and left.
yeah.
So if there was something that was.
That's surprising.
Budget meeting too?
Well, they left,
Well,
let-
it wasn't the normal dude that
Yeah.
came over either. It was someone else.
there was a trainee kid this year.
So
I
can we,
move we table this till the budget meeting.
I'd second that. Well, wait, until the
Budget
budget meeting or
next week.
next week?
Next week.
When is,
Well, our
20.
budget meeting is the 28th.
Next Tuesday's our budget meeting.
do we need to know beforehand that we could,
I can ask and
Yeah,
see
just ask.
what they think that would be next year.
okay, and then you can bring it to the next meeting.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
And there's the other thing to consider of it, how much more efficient will the new furnace be?
But that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a high efficiency furnace. I don't know if
So
we've
I'd
noticed
bring-
it. I don't know if we've noticed a difference since our new ones have been put in over there, but
bring all that information to the budget
bigger
meeting.
our shop probably runs a lot more than over here does.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, I think, did we get a second on that motion to table?
Right.
Yeah, Troy,
Yeah, second table.
Oh, okay.
Table
Motion by-
till the third, till our next meeting, to get the answers of what the cost.
Well, you want to do it for the budget meeting.
Budget
so
meeting.
you
Oh,
can
budget
do the
meeting.
budget.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Next
28.
Tuesday.
You okay with that?
I'm fine.
Okay,
That works.
motion by Duplain, second by Ikoff, to table till our budget meeting on October 28th. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, Public Works.
Run one road right of way permit. Had a bunch last time. Spectrum Fiber, this one just came in the other day. On Gaston Road between Middle Arc and Ravenway. It's just, they're replacing. There's some kind of booster that's on Gaston. They're replacing the fiber in between a pad and that booster. So that one's pretty basic, only like one boring. And then public works activities, the speed boards. We bought batteries a year ago, right?
Oh,
We
God,
bought a couple batteries a year ago.
don't tell me.
We have two going bad already.
Oh.
Did you notice that?
They die relatively quick.
Yeah,
You guys can't even keep up with them.
and they're like $800 a piece.
Jesus.
And
Is there any warranty on those things?
So that, the first time, yes, there was. We got the first two replaced right away in 23. But then we bought more, so then, because we have 2 signs, so we have 8 batteries. No, we have 16 batteries. Right? No, we have 8 batteries, There's 4 charging and there's 4 in the signs. And then there's another smaller sign, but them ones seem to be lasting fine. Those ones, I don't know what that 12-inch just doesn't take as much power or what, but the 16s are a bigger battery and 2 of them are going bad now. So we have 6 that are really good and 2 that are weakening out now. But we only bought 4 extra from the originals. And I have the cost estimate right here. The last time we bought them, they were $785.40 a piece.
When was that? Was that 2 years ago?
It was in 24.
It was.
Yeah. Where's the date here?
And so are these,
It's 10/24.
are these,
So this month, last year.
so are these 2 of the oldest batteries?
I think so. I think these are 2 of the originals, right? And our replacements are, going bad, but we just bought those signs in 23. And we bought extra batteries last year and now 2 of them are going bad. So they only last 2 years. So you gotta basically spend $1,600 every year. Because you gotta replace 2 of them every year. Or do we?
Solar panel to power?
Well, that was the other thing I was looking at. So like the solar, that's a big add-on. It's a big expense, but I don't know if it makes them last any longer. It's the same batteries. Batteries just stay inside of them. Except solar charges it, but I don't know if that helps or hurts the battery. See, right now we run them till they go dead. Then we charge them, which they say is the best thing for a battery, but I don't know.
Are they lithium ion or are they NiCad?
They're NiCad packs.
Because I know like with,
NiCads yet.
I know that like with camper batteries, you're never supposed to take them down below half.
Yeah, that's different. That's like a car battery. Yeah.
Okay.
These are a NiCad pack. They're just a big,
What's the cost of a lithium pack?
probably double. I don't know. I can ask him. I can email him
3 or 4
tomorrow.
times as long.
Yeah.
This guy gets back to me like right away. So he's actually really good.
Want to bring it up to budget meeting again? Or?
I know. Well, I have money in my budget that I can buy.
What you do right now?
Yeah. So like if we wanted to get a couple replacements to keep these things going, I could do it. But I can get prices on lithium and let you guys know Tuesday and then just say.
Yeah,
anything.
let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay. I just wanted to bring it up in this part because
Yep.
we're starting to change them a little more often. We're going every 2 weeks and now we're going every week. But we figured it out now. We're keeping those 2 batteries together. And then we know that sign's gonna be dead come Monday, like when we replace them. So then that way we just get them out. But I think it's gonna wear the other ones out quicker too. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, I do think these are 2 originals though, because these have 23 date on them, not 24. So we can watch all that stuff, but
Something else to bring to the budget meetings.
yeah, well, yeah, I have money in my budget this year. I could get it done.
You could just bring a quote to the November 3rd meeting. and we
Yeah,
could buy
just to let
this
you know
year.
what it's gonna cost, what the difference would be if we went more expensive batteries, maybe that would
Why
help.
don't we just steal one from the village? They won't know.
Just swap it.
Yeah. They'll never know.
I've done some stuff with batteries by us where I went to Batteries Plus and they were able to build a pack.
They don't make them. And we took them in there last year. They don't even make them. So
Darn proprietary
this
stuff.
all traffic solutions guys said that they have one company that they know other than them that can get them. So there's it's a special wire whip too with the plug-in deal, but we've found the plug-in, we can remake the plug-in deals, but if somebody could just put a positive and a ground wire on it for us with the battery pack. But yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, other than that, it's just been compost like crazy. That time of year. That's all I have.
All right. Clerk Treasurer's Office.
Last couple of weeks, we have been plagued with computer problems that all trace back to Windows updates, so that's been taking a lot of time. Hopefully we're done with it, but,
Did you ever find out where your credit card is being hacked?
oh, you don't find out where, but I mean, it all got forgiven or whatever. The credit card company identified it as fraud and, we don't have to pay anything, but I don't think you ever find out where, so. There are better candidates for court clerk than for deputy clerk. Jen has been talking to the judge and we'll be probably setting up some Zoom interviews is how he wants to do it. And Jen and I will maybe sit in and help as ever, whatever he asked for. So we don't have any dates yet, but that's kind of how that's going. There are some pretty decent candidates for that. Deputy clerk, really, we're struggling. We're struggling. So, but it's working out. It's been working out fine right now. We're doing fine. So we'll just keep looking.
Something will show up.
Yeah.
How many people for the court?
I don't know the count on that. It's not as high as what we've gotten a lot of applications for deputy clerk, but I mean, there are a lot of people that aren't even anywhere close to being in the same field or anything, it's just people looking for jobs and from far away, that you can never imagine would want to come and work.
Travel all the way here.
Yeah, travel all the way here for a morning and then potentially have to come back for a meeting at night or something, you guys kind of said, hope to find somebody local, and so we're trying to focus in on those, but it's just been
But
tough.
gee, just having somebody that's smart and has computer skills, probably with all you guys have got to train a person no matter what.
Yeah, we do, but we also want somebody that seems like they're gonna stick.
Well, yeah,
And
absolutely.
You should see all the job hopping. It is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, it's hard and that isn't gonna help us if we get in somebody in here that, or I think there's people that sound good, but they have full-time jobs and think they're gonna do this on top of it, that kind of thing. And they wanna know if they can do it from home and, it's just, it's tough. We're not really finding what we were hoping for yet. But anyway, I think there's some good candidates for court clerks, so that's good because that's the more urgent thing we need to replace. So we'll see where that goes.
Board reports and communications.
Nothing, we're not gonna have an emergency government meeting this month. We have really nothing
Okay,
going on, so.
all right.
I have just a minor thing, but my personal email was hacked. So if you've ever gotten a personal email from me, you've probably gotten an invitation to my birthday this month.
All right.
I
Oh,
don't have a
is it this
birthday
month?
this month. Yes, I do not have a birthday this month, but I have heard from people I have not heard from in decades because they got,
Oh, boy.
so.
Good luck getting that fixed.
ugh.
I got correspondence, this small novel from the DNR regarding the landfill. And basically, after reading through it, I actually did spend some time. I could not believe how many waivers that the DNR is granting the county for the landfill site number 3. But yeah, if anybody wants to read it, it's here, and they basically have signed off on anything the county's asked for as far as reporting and citing and all sorts of different things.
For the Rutherford land?
Yeah, for the new one across the way,
Oh.
For new one, what?
the new landfill they're building.
Oh, by the golf course.
Correct.
So anything in that,
Is.
anything that sticks out that you found was just, I can't believe you did this type of waiver?
Well, a lot of. it
One
is-
thing that did catch my eye was the fact that with the Houston's application for their land use division down here on NatFig and stuff, part of the thing is they have to have a report compiled to check for endangered and species and, different plants and all that kind of stuff, they waive that for the county.
Oh, my gosh.
It's,
Oh,
so, you know, here it is, maybe the bigger the project, the easier it is. I'm exaggerating, but still, that just caught my eye. The other thing is that we had discussed the possibility of moving the court clerk down to the PD. Well, after further review, like they say at the NFL, I'm in contact with the judge, and the court clerk may be staying where she's at, and whoever is the new person for that. And more to come, but it's definitely not a done deal that the person will be moving to the PD down here. That's all that I had. Committee reports, Deer Grove EMS.
I can report that at our meeting last Thursday, we approved a administration services manager position. This is a new position which will be posted publicly. The salary range that was approved was 75 to 90,000.
And it's a new position only in the fact that it's by title. It's replacing an existing position that was part-time, so we won't be filling the part-time position. We'll just have the one full-time position.
What do we do with the extra $12,000 that we all approved? Well, strike that. The town and correction, the village hasn't approved yet, but the town of Deerfield.
Everyone will approve it. It's our approved budget. It'll go to fund balance.
What's that?
It'll just go to fund balance.
What happens if we don't want it to go to fund balance?
Well,
I mean, you've got a lot of the fund balance now.
It's
So
can
we take it back?
It's approved funds. You would have to get a budget approved through the commission and then.
I mean, it should be, I mean, if that's the only thing, it should be,
What are
rubber
we
stamp
talking
kind of
about?
thing.
Okay.
Okay, we have the budget, the EMS budget that the village, correction, the town of Cottage Grove and the village of Deerfield approved was up to $102,000 for wages for the new position, okay? The 90,000 is the high end, so there's $12,000 extra that would go back proportionately to the two villages and the town. And, maybe only $3,000-4,000, but I could figure out what to spend $3,000 or $4,000 here for, rather than just let it sit there when the EMS currently has a healthy fund balance.
I think the thing that I would caution on is I don't know the insurance benefits, how those were allocated, single or family. That's a huge impact there. So because of Mandy being kind of excluded from the budgetary process by me, and I built those budgets myself, and I did some checking with her, but we would have to verify that there's in fact going to be, it would have to be we have to know the candidate first of all, before you would go through all that. And if that $3,000 is of huge concern, then we can make a allocation backwards. I know it's not going to be at budget time, but there's been a lot of work to get us to this point.
But it's an easy thing to fix though. I mean,
yeah, and I'd say if there is a concern for those dollars, let's make it an issue in the next budget, and we'll allocate it backwards to you in the next budget.
so you're saying 26 budget
27 budget.
or 27?
No, but you can send us the money anytime.
We could, but it won't be
Has nothing to do with the
at budget time for you.
Yeah, but I mean, in 26, after you decide all this stuff and you have the money available, you're hiring this person now, right?
First of the year.
January 1.
We'll-
Just to go January 1, but you're gonna hire the person.
Yeah, well, we
Before
have to
January
wait
1.
till all 3 budgets are effectively passed. We'll have everything ready to go when those things happen. And that we'll hopefully have the person hired mid-December-ish to be able
You'll
to
know about
start.
the insurance and everything by then.
Right, so we could give the money back, but I think what Steve was looking at was that he wants it at budget time to be able to factor in to the 26 budget for your municipality.
As long
No,
as we
I
got the
get-
budget covered though, I'm fine with it now. As long as he can
I just-
justify giving it back to
correct.
us
I mean-
after January 1st, if he.
Correct.
He's thinking 27.
No, he's,
I mean, we could give it back at any time.
Okay, all right.
It would take a decision by the commission and then unanimous municipal approval to give the budget back to themselves, but it could happen at any time. Or we can hold it and make it just a backwards assessment on the 27 budget.
I mean, I'd be all for that.
But just know that that's something that's gonna get asked, okay, or brought up, let's put it that way, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, if nobody else wants to do it, I guess, we're SOL, but, just, that's all.
Yeah, if I could give back the hours of my life that I committed to getting us to this point, I'd gladly give you $12,000.
Okay, give it to us.
I can't get those hours of my life back though.
Sorry.
I think the other thing that they pointed out at the village meeting that's important to point out here would be the pause in payments from Medicare and Medicaid, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Because of the federal government shutdown, they recommended that the billing companies put a pause on their submissions for those that have Medicare, Medicaid, VA services that are federally monitored and managed for 2 weeks. So that happened. They put a pause. Then the next recommendation was, well, start submitting and we'll get things in line to start paying soon. But the reason they're not paying is not because they can't or that they don't have staff to pay. It's because there were Medicare extenders that were part of the continuation bill at the federal level. And if those extenders aren't approved now and they pay us, then they have to go back and effectively rebill our trip to give us the extenders. So their hope was that they could get a budget bill passed and then they could start to pay our invoice trips and not have to do extra work. But because of the length of the shutdown so far, they'll get to a point where they'll pay and then have to perform that extra work. And then we'll just be caught up in checking and double checking to make sure that we're getting paid what we're supposed to.
Don't know how to write that.
Yeah.
Problems with.
Well, the King rally's over, so now it should be pretty quick. It'll be
The
approved.
what's over?
The King rally.
Oh, yeah.
One other part of the meeting, the first half hour of our meeting was filled with members of the Deer Grove EMS staff, paramedics that spoke to the full commission in support of the new position that we were discussing. They were very passionate and it was, they stayed through the meeting as you're staying through our meeting tonight. And personally, I appreciated hearing them. So that's all for that. But I'd like to give you an update from the last Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Yes.
The program was the Village of Cottage Grove, and it was presented by the village administrator, highlighting many of the changes in the Village of Cottage Grove since his arrival. The most pertinent, the only statistic I will give you, so we can adjourn earlier than last time, is that he said the Village of Cottage Grove is the only municipality in the state of Wisconsin that has consistently been in the top 5 for growth for each of the last 5 years.
And that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, you don't have to, depends on the project you approve that you don't have to approve. That's the problem. Moving too fast, period.
The one comment, and it was kind of made as an aside by the chair of the commission, Peter, what's Peter's last name? Dow.
Good man.
He was saying, he made mention of the villages moving toward continuing resolutions in order to maintain services.
Jesus Christ.
So that's kind of unsettling to hear that the village is gonna have to go to referendum to keep doing what they're doing.
Well, the problem, they could be between 35 and 40 million in debt. So I
I
mean,
think
pretty hard.
based
to-
off of comments made at their meeting tonight and information provided at their budget review committee is that that might be an old opinion that Peter has and that they're keeping an eye on it, but don't see a reason to imminently do any of that stuff. But that they wanted to make sure that while that statement was made, it's possibly not entirely true.
No, we started way behind, you know, when the population growth, we were the last one, the entire area that was left, was alone pretty much. We were out of the way of Madison and so on because we were not on a major highway, you know? And all of a sudden oh geez, Cottage Grove, look at over there, you know? And everything took off like a shot.
Started with the stickers.
Yeah.
Cottage Grove, we like it here.
Yeah.
It was done. On Holmes, I can't think of, it was a realtor, owned a bunch of the land along how we had.
No, yeah.
Started all those developments. On Simon.
I got no problem with the TIFs, but the construction that, when you're gonna put 150 units in front of the grade school in a rental property. I just got a problem with that.
114.
114 or whatever it is.
They're all rental.
Yeah, I just don't
Right now.
get why people can't buy into this area.
It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
Heyday, it's called.
Heyday.
Yeah.
Heyday?
Corner of Bus and Cottage Grove Road.
HEY.
Right across from my house.
Oh, we adjourned.
One other thing real quick. Apparently the Whitty Farm is gonna be coming up for sale here shortly.
Again.
And so I was kind of looking at that map tonight. I was thinking, oh boy, there's another parcel going into the city, but they're too far off. And plus, I don't know who would want to buy it because of the set aside for some of the conservancy that some of the farmland was in.
They're not that far off.
No, I know, but they're not touching. So that's a,
Well, diagonally they are.
huh?
The culvert, it's about all that separates them.
But
City of Madison and the Wittywood Farm.
I don't know how much they could actually develop because of the fact that the government conservancy program that we couldn't let them develop it because of what they had done originally with the federal government when they sold the rights off for that. So stay tuned there.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Especially part of the land of the Whitty Farm is the backside on, what road is that? Is that,
Hope and Wittywood, South Hope.
South Hope Road? That the people who lived in the development currently didn't want the Whittys to develop the other side of it because of the fact that they deserve to have their country living. Well, if that gets sold and,
Isn't that already planned though?
what's that?
Isn't that already planned as a development? Cause it's already a retention pond there.
I think the area between the existing houses and Hope Road is all planned
Yeah.
as residential, maybe.
Yeah, I think that is.
Did they get put in the neighborhood development or taken over? I didn't think they got put in.
I don't remember either.
It's, is that right behind you?
Yeah, there you go. No, it's the one over there.
That one?
The teacher line that you mapped, is it in that one? Yeah, it's that little, right down, right below you there, right there. That's it there, so it is in neighborhood development.
Right, but that's south, but they're got all that land
The
to,
rest of it is all ag preservation.
Yeah, it's all ag land and other stuff, yeah.
correct, but I mean, that's all part of the farm that's gonna be for sale, that the realtor put out.
Well, that part there's for sale too.
Right, yes.
And you get them, you can pull all the roads off.
Oh, Driveways off Hope Road, yeah.
So anyway, that's all I had. So
Move we adjourn.
Second.
motion and a second. Not debatable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're out. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Chief, for stopping by.
Thank you.
Sean.